Hey guys, and welcome back to a new series we're doing here for the channel. It's going to involve Stonehearth and the modding community. So after playing the Candle Dark mod made by the developers of this game, I got pretty inspired to check out some of the other mod packs people are putting out there in the community. So I'm going to go ahead and resume the game here just while I talk. But in this series here, we're kind of working with three different mods. The first one is Colors mod, and that is made by Chimeforest. Essentially what that mod allows us to do is dye some of our stuff, so banner, beds, chairs, stuff like that. And you can actually see some of those in the carpenter workbench, so I'll kind of leave it right there while I continue talking. The next two are made by Onelaughingllama, and those are Moveable and Garden. Moveable allows you to move all of like the wild silkweed and berry bushes and stuff like that that are kind of scattered all throughout the land. And they just put in your stockpile, and then you can place it wherever you want after that. The second one there is Garden, and that essentially allows you to turn these berry bushes that I've gathered up and put in my stockpile. It essentially allows you to turn those into fruit trees, which give your guys various stat bonuses and stuff like that. It doesn't change really the core gameplay of Stonehearth. Like it's still pretty much build your town up, you know, defend it against goblins, stuff like that. But I thought it'd be worth checking out. If you guys have any other mods you want me to kind of take a look at, go ahead and let me know. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. So all I'm doing right here, this might look a little weird. All I'm doing right here is I'm testing something out. I've been seeing a lot of other people who are playing this game kind of build these makeshift walls for their town, and essentially what these are going to allow us to do is kind of thwart any attacks that come our way. So I'm going to build some there. I might kind of fashion some across here and across here, but I want to see if and how well these actually do work. I got my garden started over here, and that's about all I've done so far. I'm not super far into the game or anything like that, so you didn't really miss much. Especially if you've played the game before. Like I just kind of did the introductory missions, like, hey, go gather some wood, put it in a stockpile. Great job. So while they are finishing that stuff up, let me show you a little bit more in depth how these mods work. So say we want to make, what do we want to make? Say we want to make a green comfy bed. It's still going to require one wood resource and one cloth resource, but this time it's going to ask for a green one. And essentially what you get for that is you can either grow one of these trees into a lime tree, which I'll show you here in just a little bit, or you can find green flowers scattered around, or you can grow, what is it? It's either corn or pumpkins, which will also allow you to turn that green. I'm not quite sure which one, but we'll find out soon. We are playing in the latest alpha build, so we can always change our people's jobs, which I was missing pretty sorely for a little while there in some of those other series. Not being able to change your people's classes makes the game quite a bit harder, actually. You know, so for example, if I were to take this person and upgrade them to a footman, and then somebody joins the town, they're another footman and another footman, so on and so forth, then that really kind of starts dragging you down a little bit in terms of not having as many workers or carpenters, weavers, so on and so forth. So one of the new things in these mods here that I'm using is in the carpenter workbench, we can come over here and make an herbalist spade, and the herbalists are the ones who allow us to make those fruit trees, as well as kind of give us the probably the best option in terms of actually getting dyed material. So I'm going to go ahead and make one of those real quick like. Where's my carpenter at? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, did they do it? They did it. Okay, so now we have an herbalist stone spade. So we can come in here and promote one of our people to an herbalist. So it's a new job in the mod pack here, replacing whatever would be there. So probably in Alpha 6, if they announce this other class, this mod will probably get broken, just because as far as I know they can't occupy the same job slot in the tree. But for now we're all golden, so we're going to promote Sylvan Stroden to an herbalist. And herbalists work pretty similarly to, oh, I see them. They work pretty similarly to like carpenters or weavers. You have to build a workbench, and that's where all the supplies goes, and you know, stuff like that. So actually that worked pretty well. It filtered them right into this kind of kill zone here. So I'm probably going to end up building walls across here and across here because that worked really well actually. Where's, here you are. Build your stuff. Darn guy. Okay. So, in the herbalist table, it allows us to make all these different trees. And each one of these trees essentially will also, as far as I know, it'll allow us to also use these fruit baskets you get off of these as dye. So one thing I want to do here is make sure I have some stone pots, which I do. You can make the stone pots in this mod pack by your carpenter. You just come down here and build them right there. It requires the stone resources, which is kind of nice, so there's actually a purpose to gathering the stone now. You can also make stone fences with them. So I already have 4, so what I want to do here is maybe make let's see, a lime tree, blueberry tree, cherry and orange tree. That seems good enough for me. So they'll get to work on that, and they'll put the trees right here. Once those are all done, they will pop up in the place an item menu here. And one thing I also want to do here is kind of do a little bit of decorating on the wall. I want to go ahead and put some of these guys right like so. And like so. Yeah, the last couple series I've done on this game, I've kind of just like not really blown through it, but I've kind of like, you know, just build a random house, get a farm going, kind of go through what the game has to offer, and then after that I'm like, well, I'm kind of out of stuff to do, which is another reason I'm kind of exploring the mod scene, because I really want to see what you guys, the community, are kind of coming out with, and how it's influencing and inspiring the actual developers. Like I know, oh gosh, what was that mod called? I think it was called Why So Blue. It just recently got discontinued and no longer supported by the creator of it, for various reasons, I'm sure. But essentially, you know, I was reading through the forums, and they were saying, you know, since Alpha 6 is already incorporating so many of the ideas in my mod, you know, I may as well just, you know, focus my efforts elsewhere and come up with something new that's not, you know, essentially just going to come out on its own. So in a way, you know, that it kind of sucks that, you know, that person felt like they had to stop supporting, you know, their creation. But on the other hand, it's pretty cool because it shows the developers are paying attention, that they're looking at these mods and saying like, oh, those are really good ideas, like let's go ahead and incorporate them into the game. So it's kind of a trade-off there, I suppose, but it's kind of an example of how the modding community is really kind of shaping this game so far. And these games lend themselves really, really well to mods too. I mean, if you look at, like, you know, Banished, for example, that has a huge modding community associated with it. So one thing I want to try here, and I know we haven't had great luck with our building for this game so far, but I want to give it another shot here. So let's go ahead and turn this around like so, and maybe something like that, and like that. I kind of just want to do this. I'm trying to come up with you know, more interesting builds for this stuff. I don't think that's on the line at all. You know, I know there are people out there who are really good at this kind of building stuff. I am just getting used to it. Like I haven't played a ton of these games or anything like that. So it's always interesting for me kind of playing through these games and seeing like, oh, what can I build and what will work and what won't work, and you know, so on and so forth, because you know, in those, oh, do I want to do? Yeah, that's fine. You know, because in some of those last games we were doing, our buildings just did not work at all. Like they didn't have roofs or anything like that. And I did notice if I put the roof at a lower height, it would have a better chance of actually getting fully constructed. So that might just be a thing that's known to the developers or not. I'm not really sure, but I thought it was pretty funny myself. Trapper level 2, great job. But yeah, let me know if you guys know of any mods that are pretty cool that you recommend. Definitely let me know about them. I'm really looking forward to the future of this game, but you know, waiting between all those huge alpha releases is definitely man, it just takes too long. You know, I remember when I first started playing this game, like before I recorded it on YouTube or anything like that, I was like, oh man, I wonder when Alpha 6 is coming out, because I started during Alpha 5 myself, and like really started playing during Alpha 5, I should say. You know, I took a look at it prior to that, but you know, it's sounding like Alpha 6 is coming out pretty soon here. Hopefully not too soon. I'd like to get at least you know, some episodes up before. Oh, I see him coming. I see him. Yeah, I think these gates are going to be really good for us. I think they're going to be really good. Where's those other ones at? They just like ran back. Get them. All right. Yeah, I'm digging this. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see to kind of follow this game and how it develops and everything like that. In here, it looks like our trees already got made. So let's go ahead and place some of those down just so I can show you guys exactly kind of what they look like. Did I make 2 cherry trees? I didn't think I did. Alright, you say so. So maybe make one right there, and one right there. One right there. Yep, great. Okay, so essentially what happens is you take those berry bushes that you see across the map, you collect them, and then your herbalist makes them into fruit trees, like so. What are you doing? Alright. And essentially once they're trees like this, you can just come over here and just like the berry bush, what are you doing? Getting stuck. And they'll just harvest them, just like the berry bushes from before, except you can use these as food and also as dyes as well. So, yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more mods, or you know, if you like the episode, go ahead and let me know. Leave me that like on the YouTubes. It does help out quite a bit. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. I'm gonna be putting more out. Hopefully, an episode a day here for the next week. But yeah, until next time, have a good one.